Hi, just this is my second video about my experience being a target individual. In this video, I want to talk about gang stalking, my experience of gang stalking, and the, the people that are physically, not physically, but people that are harassing me externally, uh, not anything mental. Um, I think the lingo for that is gang stalking, community stalking. Basically, gang stalking is mostly a group of strangers or people you don't personally know that make sure that you are uncomfortable wherever you are. An example would be if you go to a grocery store, there would be multiple people coming, all kind of individual just following you and making sure that you notice them following you, which makes you uncomfortable, feel almost unsafe, and making sure that you see them. It's not supposed to be covertly. At the same time, they're just acting like they're shopping or they're actually shopping. So you can just, it's not like you can ask a question where you don't hear, So there's all kind. It could be just strangers. It could be, for me, it's the cashier can say something to make you uncomfortable. Basically, for me, it's a community thing. Wherever I go, within the community, usually there's some kind of harassment or kind of somehow try to make you uncomfortable. For example, go to a grocery store, whatever line you try to go to, there's a longer line, and they make sure to say certain things to you, mumble things that kind of insult you, or they can say like die, or basically make you uncomfortable. And the people, they call them perps, and I'm still learning the lingo because it was happening to me before, but I did not know about being targeted. I found out about my targeting on August 19, like I said before, and the reason why I found that out is because that's when I have my first V2K, and that changed everything. I know something. I mean, obviously, at that point, you know that this is just something bigger, and there is a group of people. Sole job is to make you uncomfortable, and those people are called gang stalkers, and sometimes the whole community. Um, so for me, my perps, which are the people participating in the settle harassment, are neighbors, current roommates, could be strangers, friends. They have my family participating. It used to be coworkers. Um, the could be even like the cops or so whole communities in on it. Um, and like I said, depending on where the harassment is different. So if I'm in my room, my apartment, the perps, the participants would just make extra noise to kind of make you uncomfortable at home. So if it is just like slam the door extra hard, slam the microwave door, like start like hitting the walls with, so it's just make you uncomfortable. Or my neighbors would be outside, I can hear them talk, kind of yelling things at me. Um, if I'm, when I was when I was with my family, my own family, my mother would say mumble things. She would say something, and then I would ask her about it. She's like, "What did you just say?" And she asked surprised. She was like, "What? I didn't say anything." So they would insult you under their breath. And that's like family, that's close people. It could be friends that could just like try to make you uncomfortable. The goal of this really is just to frustrate you and make sure that your whole world, like your surroundings, is is makes you miserable, right? They want to isolate you, and the best way to isolate you is you not wanting to interact with people. So whoever you will be interacting with, they'll try to turn them into participants, or you know, make sure that your whole world is surrounded by people who make sure that you are miserable and that miserable. The goal, like I said, is isolate you, um, make you frustrated, um, degrade degrade you. So the comments, the comments and whatever they mumble, whatever they say, sometimes I'm in my room, I can hear one of my roommates about to go to to the bathroom, and before they go in, they might say something under their breath. I can hear it close to my door. Something degrading, something that frustrates you, something that defame you, um, and it's also some kind of smear campaign, right? They say this most disgusting thing they can say to you, and the frustrating part is you want to defend yourself, but at the same time, you realize that the way they say it is settled. Meaning that you don't want to rush and say what you say. They'll play dumb. They'll play dumb, and you might look like you're going crazy, which is the whole goal too. So the way I deal with this is when I interact with them, I do have to talk to them, and I'm aware that they're doing this to annoy me. So I speak in their own tone. I pretend like they didn't do anything, and I speak in in metaphors, right? If I do, but the thing is, you can't defend. The thing they say is they could say anything, and there's no you know the point is to frustrate you. And if I'm trying this too. So if you ever feel like whatever they're saying is too much, or you start to accept what they're saying, watch other testimonies of different targeted individuals. If they try to make you feel guilty of something, and usually that's the way it works, they'll pick on something. For me, they could go somewhere as you doing something in middle school, or whatever they can dig out of your memory. They'll try to present it the worst way possible and say that you did this. In the end, it's disgusting, but you, you shouldn't accept it. Like I said in my first video, the goal is to kind of break your self-esteem. And since you're isolated, and they keep saying things and they keep doing things, you might end up start believing what they're saying. So what you need to do, what I've done, is I really rely on looking at different testimonies and hear others that are going through the same situation, and see the disgusting and disturbing thing they're doing to them too. So you don't feel alone. You know that this is a tactic. Um, some of the tactic, like I said, is just really lie, exaggerate, insult, say the most outlandish things. The more outlandish, the better, and being repetitive with it. Um, they're trying to make it seem like they're doing it to protect, the community, or they're trying to make it look like it's revenge for something you've done. Like I said in my first video, if anything, they're trying to endanger the community, because it's like they're trying to frustrate you to the point where you want to do something bad, you want to harm somebody, you want to harm yourself. So they're not here to protect anybody. If anything, they're putting people in danger, because some of these individuals might just crack and break and do um, something that will hurt somebody or hurt themselves, which is the goal. They really want you to lose it, and please don't even think about it. Do not think about hurting anybody. Do not think about hurting yourself or others. That's what they want. They care less about any people. Their goal is strictly to push you to your limits where you wanna hurt yourself or others. That's it. If you end up hurting somebody, they won't care. They'll use that to. They'll say, "See, this the all along. That's why we're trying to protect you guys." And so that doesn't help anybody, and it discredits discredit the targeted individuals. So do not harm yourself or others. Um, and yeah, so they they have a very they have to be they use cowardness tendencies. So they will say the most disgusting thing and just walk away. And you really want to confront them and defend yourself, because things they're saying is it's something you don't want to be associated with, and you want to defend yourself, but you won't get that chance, which increases the frustration, right? And they are coward in a sense where they'll say something and then walk away, and then try to talk to them, and they'll play dumb. So be aware that you'll never confront them and talk about they what they will do. For example, one of my roommates before I moved to this new apartment, um, they'll fight over silly things. Right, I had a roommate. She used to create fights with her boyfriend, right, in her room, and it will get very loud. So I hear people throw like glasses, and one day, I was like, okay, maybe this is real. This is a real fight. Maybe somebody is in danger. So I'll knock on the door and ask, is everything okay? And that will be a fight. Like, she'll come and she'll say, I'm tired of you trying to get into my business, and it'll be all about me, right? And also I would talk to this quote unquote boyfriend. I don't know if they're actually a couple. And since he was in the apartment, washing dishes, and so I'll just try to have conversations, knowing that, so I'll ask him, about him, and just basic small talk. And later that night, they'll come crying to me, and the boyfriend say, I don't know, she's, my girlfriend, um, is saying that, you're trying to get information about her because, some random fight, and she'll come out, and obviously she's acting. I can't even see that, you can't, you can see when somebody's kind of acting. So she'll come, and you're frustrated at first, and then you look at it, it's like, this is an act, and I tell her, you're just looking for something. Whatever, okay, I'm sorry. Just let it go. She's trying to get under your skin. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of acting. There's a lot of pretending. Um, you will not. It will be rare for me at this point. It's rare to find somebody who's sincere about anything, right? It's all an act. From what they say to what they do, it's an act. You will not get any truth from anybody. So accept that's I talk to them knowing that the truth, who knows what's real. Just know they're not sincere, but just keep you cool, stay calm. Most of the time they try to get under your skin, and when you get on the script, you might look crazy. Um, but at the end of the day, they're all aware the end of the goal is to make your life miserable, and push you to your demise, to ruin you financially, mentally, and end up hurting yourself. So try to stay strong. Do not fall for it. Um, those they keep saying the same things, repetitive. It's a way to kind of force you to try to believe them. At the same time, they try to believe what they're saying, because at the end of the day, they are They're not demonic. They're human being. Um, they might think they have powers because they control your mood. They can control your mood, but they're just regular individuals with a little sense of power. And I kept asking myself what would push somebody to do that, right? And obviously, some of them are definitely getting paid. It's their full time purpose. I mean, I'm at home and there's always the same people 24/7 around. Some of them are full time, others have maybe jobs, and then it's a part time. They get paid for that. There's financial benefits. Um, Also, it is empowering to some people. For example, if in your regular life, when you're not on the job or when you're not harassing a specific target individual, you might have little control of your own life. But what this offer is the ability to have control on others, right? Yeah, the control of making somebody miserable, and you can find ways to justify it, right? You can, but it's empowering if you look at it like this. I mean, if let's say you can detach yourself from your conscious, which some can, some can't. They're not all psychopaths, right? Some of them you can see they're just like they're able to. It's just like it's a job. They can do it. They enjoy it, but there's nothing, you know, no conscious is involved. And I think they might be a bit psychopath. They might be psychopaths. Others you can see they're trying to grasp on something. They're looking for something to justify what they're doing, right? And you can see when you talk to them, it's like shaky. It's not, like, and they try to find something wrong about you, and they end up just coming whatever artificial justification they'll take it, and they'll go for it. Others feel just because um, it's a group, since it's a group thing, they feel safe, like, okay, I can do whatever. If the whole group is doing it, why not me? We can all be wrong in this. So, and that's my speculation, how somebody who is, you know, quote unquote normal, I have a family, and I have, just a regular person can be involved in that. The bigger the group, the easier it is to join in, right? And it's a big group, right? Your whole surrounding. I mean, at one point, they could be thousands, but target individuals know that, right? And they could be anybody joining. It could be criminals. It could be anybody. So please, if they keep trying to bring something about you, remember what they do and who they've done it to, and what's the goal, right? What's the end goal? Harm yourself, harm others, go to jail, something, just ruin you. Careless about others. Do not even feed into whatever they're saying. Um, it's also like there's people with authority, right, or involved, who knows what level. So you tend to believe what these people with authority do. It's hard for you to imagine that they could do something so cruel, and yeah, it's hard for you to. So if those people with authority say something, you tend to believe them. You tend to accept what they're saying, and they do have people with authority involved in this. I don't know how high up, but that's also a way to just recruit people in this. And also, it's also creating this false narrative about you. Like I said in my first video, they create a persona, right? And they continue working on that persona. And mind you, they have other assets to help you create a persona. They have control of, I'm not going to talk about the mental aspect of things. I'm just going to talk about the external. They have a persona and a narrative they're trying to continue, and this narrative of you, that persona of you, is disturbing, and they feed off that, right? They say the worst thing. You target individuals who know what I'm talking about. It's things, disgusting things, where it'll be easy to for somebody to accept doing something terrible to you, thinking, but it's always the same narrative. I've heard a few testimonies. We all have that same narrative to recruit others. It's BS. It's a way to just attract, and they make it worse. They exaggerate things. They make it more disgusting, and to the point where like if a regular person will be okay, well, we have to do something, and they believe it at some point because the more they say it, the more they start believing. You can delude yourself into something the more you say it. Um, and yeah, and I think it's really empowering. Um, they're not demons, right? They're not demonic, and that's what makes it a demonic action. They're regular people. They're no gods. They have their insecurities. They're just everyday. They have their own issues. So if you have no control in your whole life, right? If you were maybe persecuted at some point, this is the time to feel empowered. And that's also I think, a way to recruit people, empower people, whatever it is, even if it's doing evil, empower, they still feel empowered. They feel empowered to control your life, and power of ruining your life. It gives you a sense of power when you're not really in control. We know the people who pulling the strings off now around here, and they're getting paid for it. Um, so like I said, my first video, try not to lose your mind. It's easy said than done. I'm trying to find ways to cope. Um, do not fall for what they're saying. It's going to be repeated over and over. Do not believe what they say, and there's going to be a lot of acting in front of you, a lot of theater. And there's people from all life. They even involve kids. They're big on using kids, and especially before I was aware, prior to my V2K, I didn't notice people following me, but I could hear kids like insulting me, using the N word, and it's just like they were just trying to get under your skin. But after I got to the V2K, they use even more kids because they have their own persona they're creating mentally, but they use anybody, right? So I would say that just if you need to remind yourself who you are, who you really are, not the person that you're trying to create. Every morning, try to tell yourself who you are, and you're not where they're trying to put it. Because, like I say, it's 24/7, non-stop, right? Trying to break you and create this new you. And it's the new you they try and create is far from what you are, and it's something that you don't want to be. Um, and whatever thing they try to, it do not go for it. Um, there's target individuals from all facets of life, from all nations. A lot of here citizen, American citizen, a lot of foreigners. It's not, yeah, all over the world. So try to remember who you are, who you really are, not what they're trying to make you. Um, um, do not think about harming others or harming yourself. I know it's frustrating. The goal is to push you to your limits, so you can do something stupid, and one uh, one you end up going to jail, or you end up being sent to somewhere you don't want to be. So just do your best to maintain your cool. They'll test you every day. They'll try to get into you, get a reaction out of you, and try to create a persona, and they can play the good guys. And so don't fall for it. Find a way to remind yourself of who you really are, and just Remember, they're no gods, they're no demonic beings. They're just humans that doing monstrous things, right? So look at it like that. They have their own insecurities. It is a group thing, but just remember, stay cool, and don't uh, don't lose who you are. So I wish all you target individuals to stay safe, try to keep you cool, uh, and don't hurt yourself, don't hurt others. And I'm asking for all the non-targeted individuals to, one, do not participate in that. You know, not asking you to be heroes, but at least do not be part of that. Whatever they may say to try to recruit you, do not fall for it. And if you are skeptical, I understand. You know, I myself I was a skeptic while I was enduring it. It took me, like, I didn't even want to believe. I wanted to stay in my bubble, but I had no choice because I was targeted. But just be open minded. Understand that it is happening, and there's a lot of victims of that right now all over the world. But here in the U.S., there's a lot of U.S. citizens in the United States that are going through that. So just be open minded and try to learn more as I'm trying to learn more. Thank you for taking the time and be safe. Thank you.